Hello there, Docs here again, and welcome back to Planetside 2. If you've played recently, you've probably noticed the fact that cert gain has increased exponentially, like insane amounts compared to the last patch. It's pretty crazy. The last patch was a bit frustrating because you literally gained a couple of certs per hour or something like that. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you'd have to play for quite a long time before you actually earned anything, which was obviously not the way they wanted it to be, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle. I don't know. I don't know whether that word just doesn't sound right. Kerfuffle. But there was a lot of people complaining about the fact that they'd turned off offline cert gain, and they were going to only keep that available for members, people who basically paid a monthly fee on release, which was a bit controversial because they have promised in the past, I think, that they were going to have offline cert gain for everyone, or it seemed that way anyway. But luckily they have went the complete opposite way this week, although obviously it's only temporary so that people can try out a lot of the different certs. So I have been trying out some of the different certs for the Mosquito, of course, which are also available for the Reaver and Scythes as well. Specifically the Scout Radar, which was really an interesting one because it wasn't available in the past. You couldn't actually access it until recently, and I believe even when it was made available last patch I wasn't able to get it because I didn't have enough cert points because I wasn't playing enough at the time. But right now, because we have an abundance of cert points, I thought I'd try it out, and it's pretty awesome. It's really cool. I love the whole idea of a Mosquito or a Reaver or a Scythe being able to be completely remade to basically be a scout aircraft and collect intelligence data and stuff like that. And I think right now it does need to be changed around a bit. It's too easy just to spend the 50 cert points on the actual cert for the Scout Radar and then just forget about it. Once you've equipped it, you don't have to think about it, because right now the utility slot that it's equipped into doesn't actually have anything else that goes into it. So obviously that's going to change, but right now you don't really think about it. But really, I think there's a lot of potential to make it so that you sacrifice some of your offensive ability, like maybe sacrificing your secondary weapon slot to be able to collect all this sort of interesting intelligence data, and maybe even be able to pass it on, this data, over to a platoon leader on the other side of a map, so he can decide whether to attack a base if this Mosquito has flown over it and picked up information on what the composition of their team is made of. Maybe they have a lot of tanks. Maybe then you can predict whether you should pick up some tanks for yourselves, or maybe pick up a lot of heavy assaults to counteract those tanks and things like that. So there's a lot of potential, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how these sets go. Obviously right now there's not much to it, but it's a lot of fun still anyway, and I feel like I'm a lot more useful if there's nothing in the air, but I'm still flying around in an area. At least I'm sort of showing people on the map where everything is, and yeah, it's great. I suppose in a way that might infringe a little bit on the role of the Infiltrator as the sort of sneaky sort of intelligence class that is meant to gather a lot of information and do all these different things, but I think they can both equally be useful on the battlefield. A Mosquito is a bit more loud, it's a bit more visible, a lot more visible than an Infiltrator obviously, and it's going to be able to get a quick snapshot of a large area of the battlefield, whereas an Infiltrator can get into an area if they're able to, and then provide a lot more long-term intelligence compared to a Mosquito, which is going to be shot down if it's in an enemy area without any cover for a long period. There's also the possibility of allowing enemy teams to jam this information, from preventing the Mosquito from transmitting this information to a platoon leader somewhere else, or maybe even skewing the information that's available to it. Maybe they'll put up some kind of shield which sort of makes it look like there's tons of tanks in an area when there's actually nothing there. That would be really interesting to see if that could work out in any way, but obviously I am a guy who does a lot of flying around, so from my perspective it seems pretty cool, but from someone on the ground, I don't know. I'd like to hear people's opinions on this, because maybe there's something I'm overlooking. Maybe there's a reason why right now at least that isn't completely available to aircraft. Maybe there's a potential flaw to this idea, but right now I'm getting really excited at the idea of it. So I do believe it is this Friday, Thursday or Friday, whenever they decide to do the patch. It's usually at the end of the week that we're going to probably see a character wipe, and also probably see the new map, which is Esmir, I think that's how you say it, something like that, which is going to be really awesome because I'll be honest, I'm a bit bored of the map right now. It's just I know pretty much every single bit of it. It has helped the fact that they've rotated us around, which is sort of worrying because obviously they're doing that to make sure that each area is balanced, which obviously right now it's probably not that balanced. I think there's a lot of problems with the way the map is set up right now, but I feel like if we are going to be stuck in one sanctuary, or I'm saying sanctuary, warp gate for all of release, if we're playing one faction, it's going to get really boring on one map. I mean, yes, you're going to have access to a lot of different maps, but still, you really, when you're, say, fighting in the north, or your warp gates in the north, you very rarely go right down to the southern edges of the map, so you don't get to see the whole map a lot of the time. It's very rare that it really happens unless your faction somehow manages to control the whole thing, which I suppose is a bit of an incentive to see the whole map, but yeah, right now there's a lot of problems with it. But I am excited to see all the different changes that are going to be coming up in the next patch, so I will likely be doing a video on that very soon, as soon as the patch is out and available to play. So I will see you guys again very soon with more Planetside 2 stuff. Woo! Yeah, that really didn't sound very enthusiastic, did it? Woo! No, still nothing.